PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Normally don't have to do this, but watch that first video this morning before I posted it. Lowest energy I've ever had in my whole life. Holy smokes, you guys have me tired right here. I am bouncing all over the country right now trying to get this year finished up, making sure you guys get your credits, make sure you get your rewards that you deserve and everything. And I got to tell you, it slowed me down a step or two. So let me ramp this back up again. The topic today is payment and price. I was told back in the 80s when I first started selling, never discuss price or payment with a customer. But it seemed like the majority of people came in, said, how much is this car going to cost me? It was one of the first things they said is, how much is the car? We were not allowed to tell them how much the car was. And what's the payment going to be? Well, you certainly can't tell them what their payment's going to be. So they basically told me to tell customers, it just depends. I don't know. Let's pick the car that's right for you. Let's don't worry about price or payment. And I thought, man, if the first thing somebody said was they were worried about price or payment, they were worried about price or payment. So I bought a calculator. I hid it in my pocket. It's one of those little solar calculators. And when the customer would come in, they'd say, how much is the car? I'd tell them. I said, here's the price of the car. Here's kind of where we are in the market with this car right now. This is kind of a one of a kind. There's not a much discount on this car. This car right here is a volume car. We can negotiate more on the car. If this is what you're looking for, that's the two options right there. And it seemed to appease the customer. And then they'd say, well, how much is the payment? And I'd go two ways with them. I'd go, well, the payment it depends on how much you finance. If you finance the car, there's going to be a payment. So what were you trying to get to? They said, well, I'll be at $250. And so I'd just take the calculator out. I'd hand it to them. I want to make sure they have math skills. And I'd say, if you're going to go 5 years, normal note, 60 months, just do 250 times 60, and that'll give us a payment. And they would look at that and they'd go, well, I can't buy the car for that. And I'd go, that's a revelation right there. I mean, it's crazy. Now, this was 30 years ago, but when the customer realized that what they were willing to pay for the car wouldn't buy the car, we had all kinds of options right here. They could get in their car and leave, or we could start over again. And the majority of the time we started over. I would tell them, I said, you can go down and buy Chevrolet, but $250 a month's only going to get you this much. You can buy a Ford, you can buy a Honda. And I'd say, so what are you really looking at? Let's say they're looking at an Avalon. The Avalon's $30,000. So I'd say the list price of the car is $30,000. Forget about taxes and fees. We'll talk about that later. Whether you have equity or inequity in your car, whether you're going to put money down or you're not. Just don't worry about that. Let's get a general starting place so we can find out whether we're going to be able to do business or not. I'd say just take the $30,000, divide it by 60. And they look at that and they say, well, that's $500. That's twice as much as I want to pay. And I'd say, well, a $30,000 vehicle, new or used, in any dealership, any brand, the math will be $500 a month. So if this is really what you're looking for, buy this car, but understand where we are mathematically. Now, I know I should have never done that, but I led the board. I was a top salesperson. You guys know where my career path went. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like all car deals end up math. Now, let's fast forward to 2019 and right at the cusp of 2020, the customers are coming in because of price. When we run a 1.9 on TCUV and we run it for 2 months and we go through tier 3, we can advertise, we can get you 1.9 even if you have some credit problems. It seems to traffic people to the store. Agree? When I put a payment out there, $199 a month, I mean, I don't know how many years we can advertise Camry for $199 a month. I remember the first year that I can really remember it, it was 1992 LE 4-cylinder Camry, $199 a month. And then it's been $199 a month every year since that. So, $199 draws people in the door. Whether they get $199 or not depends. But the $199 is the draw, so it's always been the math. So now we're all math. I can go online and find out what my car's worth. I can go to Kelley Blue Book. They'll give me a range by my zip code. I can go to TrueCar and find out what people are paying for the exact same car in my market. I can get quotes from the internet from multiple stores. So the customers are coming in. If they don't know what the price is and everything, it's interesting to me that they didn't do any research at all. So then I become the expert. If I become the expert, they're going to buy a car from me. So here's the rule with me. If the price of the car is right here and they see value above the price of that car, equal to or above the value of the car, they're going to buy the car. If they think they can get a better deal somewhere else, the majority of the time they're going to leave. So the statement my managers made to me back 30 years ago is right. It's about the value of the car, but it's in the value in the relationship to the price. Because if the customer doesn't think the price is fair or at least okay, they're not going to buy the car. So if you can follow me on Facebook, I sold my Road King. And I haven't been in town, and people have been irritated because I couldn't show them the bike. So this guy came over, he's a very nice guy. He came over and he asked me if I would discount the bike $500. And I said, sure, lucky day. He goes, all right. And I go, because you can keep all your money. I'm not going to discount the bike, is what I'm saying. I said, no. And I said, let me tell you why. And I said, I'm not trying to be that guy. But you looked at multiple Road Kings on Cycle Trader. That's where you found it, on Cycle Trader. And you chose to come look at my bike. You liked the pictures. You thought it was a clean bike. And you must have thought the price was okay, or you wouldn't have come to my house to look at this bike. And he goes, that's fair. And I said, since you thought the price was okay, we'll just stay at my price. And he paid my price. Weird. I've asked customers in today's market, said, did you see the price before you came in? And they go, yes. And I said, so there must have been something about the price that you felt was fair enough to come actually look at the car. So it's not the price now. Now it's all about value and value up. You know, sell the value of the car because the price has already been taken care of. Man, I didn't know I was such a genius. 30 years ago, I did that behind the back of my managers. I got the price out of the way and then started selling the value of the car. So be an expert on price. I'm telling you, I'm trying to help here. Go on to buyatoyota.com, find a car you like on the lot, something that you would buy, and go on and do all the math, because it'll take you right through a calculator, a retail and a lease calculator. Do several cars, do a 4Runner, do a Camry, do a Corolla, then go back out and do a Sequoia, and then go do a hybrid, and print that stuff out and know where your customer is going to be. And the smarter you get with the math, the easier it is to sell a car. When you have no idea how much money that customer is going to pay for a car, I think it puts you behind the eight ball. I think that you're going to end up selling a lot less cars. I think you're going to end up being in that stuck hole, that 12 to 15 cars a month. And the prices we're charging for new cars right now, when we're selling them back an invoice, 12 to 15 a month is hard for you guys to make a living. I don't want you to leave. I want you to get to 20, 25, 30 cars a month. And the more confident the customer is in you, not the dealership, not the brand, but in you, because in this point in time, they're looking in your eyes and they're listening to what you're saying. That's where you are. And I know a lot of you don't understand that. They're listening to you. You're the center of attention. You're the ringmaster. You're the person right there that they're going to make their decision on. They came to look at the car. They know something about the price. You got price out of the way. Now it's 100% up to you. Make sure you understand how we're drawing the customers to the dealership, what their expectations are as far as price and finance, and make sure you go to the next level. I hope this helps. I know this is super controversial, but again, look at the information that we're giving the customer prior to them coming into the store. PK52, the Saturday morning meeting.